Hey guys, it's Morgan coming to you from Highland Cycles with a CRF150F. Customer complaint is that it has been sitting for 2 years and it doesn't run. Surprise, surprise. So obviously we're going to look at the carburetor first, but then we're going to just kind of take a look at the whole thing because basically the person who owned this moved away, left it with their parents, and they're coming back and they want to get it dialed in. They want to make sure it's worth actually putting some money into. And of course, these are great bikes. I mean, anyway, they're not high performance motorcycles, but they're great motorcycles and they're absolutely worth fixing. So yeah, let's dive into it and see what's wrong. Take a look at this. So we got the top of the carburetor off and we should be able to pull the slide out. That means it's super gummed up in there. Might require a little bit of brake cleaner, maybe even some 6-in-1 lube or something to get that out of there. We'll let that marinate for a little bit and see if we can't get that slide out of there. That's a pretty common problem when these things sit long enough. The gas, the residual gas in there turns to like a varnish kind of, anyway, solid, and you just stuck. Not good. Got it. If you look here, see that yellow down there on the tip of the needle? That is old gas. That is, all the liquid is dried up and just left its solids behind. And it's hard to see here, but there's gum right there. Same stuff. It's on there. I can feel it with my thumb. It makes it drag. So we'll take that slide off. Take that carburetor apart, and we'll take it over to an ultrasonic spa and let it think about what it's done. Simple little carburetor. Actually has a real choke. Here's a quick little bit of information for you. This right here, that plate, that is an actual choke because it chokes the air from going through, which then basically richens up the mixture. And it's on a spring loaded, so it can still move a little bit when it starts to pull. You know, when it starts running, it can pull air through. What you have in a more modern carburetor is actually called an enrichener. We call it a choke because that's just the easiest thing to call it. But if you have a plunger that pulls out or up or whatever, that's actually technically an enrichener, and it doesn't choke anything. It just opens another passage for fuel. So now I gotta take the rest of this thing apart. We'll take it to the spa, get it all dialed in. It's actually not a bad sign. It's super totally dry. So that means there's, I mean, it's been sitting a really long time. But you can see it doesn't look good. So there's the before. I'll show you what it looks like after we're done cleaning. That's the float needle. And you can see, if you look really close, you can see it's all got that white buildup on it. If we just clean this and put it back in, it would probably leak because it's this Viton, which is what the rubber is. It's actually called a Viton. Anyway, it's a kind of polymer rubber. Anyway, is probably all hard and gnarly and it's not going to seal well. So we'll get a new one of those for sure. Key here is this fuel screw. A lot of people don't take these out. This one's obviously easy to find, it sticks out, but a lot of them are kind of tucked up in the carburetor and people forget to get them out. But you really want to get this thing out of here. There's an O-ring and a washer and a spring in there, and you want to make sure you get it all out. See, not coming out. We're going to have to pick it out of there. Alright, so we got the carburetor out of the spa. See how much cleaner that all is. Flow bowl looks good. Got new stuff, gonna put that in it and put that all back together and see if this thing will start. And I have a feeling it probably will, because these are, like I said, great motorcycles. So, quick super duper pro tip here. If you've got a jet like this one that you can't see through, I mean, I know you can't see that on the camera, but anyway, I can't just blow it out. Even though I cooked it in the ultrasonic cleaner, it doesn't want to come out. Now they make jet cleaning like little things and all that, but right here, a piece of just normal wire. You strip that back. Now you have basically free little jet cleaners, and you got a whole bunch of them. So you take that one out, then we're going to come in here, and you kind of twist it, and you can use it like a little drill bit and just keep twisting it, and then boom, like that. So it comes through. There we go. And if you have a bigger jet, like a main jet or something like that, that is the hole's bigger than just this, and you really need to get it out, you can actually take two of these things, wind them together, and make a bigger jet drill. So that might be helpful for you guys if you got some wire laying around and you need to clean a jet. This thing actually works really, really good. Alright, so one of the other, like I said, important things is fuel screw. A lot of times you can get the O-ring and everything out of there and the spring and all that, but I like these guys. Idle Mixture Needle Repack Kit. They're sweet because it's got a new spring, new washer, new O-ring, and it fits all normal fuel screws. They're $8, and it's definitely the way to go because just start over. Everything's fresh. I can't tell you how many weird problems I've seen. Carburetors that actually was just the fuel screw O-ring was bad. So the way they go on, take this needle, then the spring, then the washer, and then the O-ring. Just like that. Then come in here, slide that up in there. You kind of want to go easy because sometimes that O-ring is not quite, seated when you first put it in, so you don't want to run it in too fast because you can tear it. So you just kind of go easy, nice and slow. It'll find its home. And then when I am doing this, I just like to run it all the way in until it stops, and you don't have to go crazy. Then come back out. I start with 2 turns out. Some guys will do 1.5, whatever. I do 2. These are easy enough to get to with an angled screwdriver or even your hands because they're knurled, but some of them are tucked up in there. But yeah, so it should be good. So all these guys, they're all just torn up, cracked. Let's see. So we're just gonna get new ones. I got plenty of this. So you see right there, that's just not gonna last very long. So we'll get new stuff. All right, got some good fuel line that won't be affected by ethanol gas. Obviously recommend using non-ethanol gas, but that's not always possible. So this is good stuff from Motion Pro. I'll put a link in the description for where you can get this. Yeah, works good. Doesn't get all brittle, at least not quickly. So all right, now we're good. Let's put it back on. Alright, so one of the things I always do when I'm doing a carburetor job is put a new spark plug in it before I even bother trying to start it. You get a chance to take a look, a little bit of a peek inside the motor, see what, if there's anything else crazy going on. But also, just always start with a new spark plug. There we go. Looks like it was running maybe a little rich, but whatever, not bad. So we're gonna do one of those. It's a DPR 70A-9. I like to use a little bit of this. It says it's assembly lube, but it's with the Moly Lube solids. So this is actually what I like to call anti-seize. And I always like, when I'm putting a brand new spark plug like this one into a motor, I always like to put just a little bit of anti-seize on it, because if you've ever had a spark plug get stuck in a motor, it really, really, really sucks. There we go. All right, let's put the tank on this thing and see if she starts. since the hip replacement, I can't kickstart with my right leg yet, so now I got to do it over here on the left, which is always interesting. Turn the key on, flip the choke on, see how she goes. So, let me teach you a little bit about tuning the fuel screw. Everybody talks about, you know, set it at 1 3/4, 1 1/2. Anyway, it's all over the internet with, you know, this jet, and this fuel screw setting. Okay, fine. That's a great place to start. But the reality is, every bike's a little bit different. The compression's always a little bit different. Humans build these things, right? And humans are not perfect. Even the machines, if it's a robot building it, even those are not perfect because they were built by humans anyway. So the deal is, everything's a fuzz different. So what I like to do is start 2 out, right? That's usually a little rich, sometimes not, especially on these little guys. These bikes usually are pretty stinking lean from the factory. So start 2 out. Then you want to get the thing running, and if you need to turn the idle up until it runs, that's fine. Then what you want to do is take the fuel screw and come out, so lefty-loosey, and until the idle quits going up. So if the idle doesn't go up at all, that's fine, then stop. But if the idle goes up, you keep coming out until the idle levels off. Then what you want to do is you come in, so righty-tighty, you're going to go in until you just barely hear the idle drop. The official number is like 50 RPM, but you know, good luck hearing exactly 50 RPM. Unless you have a tack on it, like you can get a tack and all blah blah, bunch of special tools. Forget that. You don't need special tools. You just need something to be able to turn the fuel screw. And so when you turn it, like I said, you start turning in, and just when you can barely perceive the idle dropping just a tiny bit, you come out a half a turn, and that should be right on the money for you. If it's not perfect, it's going to be really close. So quick tip for you guys. I hope you like that. Yeah, now we got to service this thing up, change the oil, clean it up, and it's like, ew, dirty. Service the air filter, all that will be good to go. Take her for a test ride. So I think she's going to live. That's an awesome thing. Here at Highland Cycles, we like to make things live instead of just replace them. Air filter actually looks pretty good. Fair amount of grease on that. That's awesome. Good job. All right, we got the old 150 all ready to rock and roll. It's running great. Let's check it out here real fast. Again, it's a bit sad. I got to stand up on the thing and kick it with my left foot, but let's just see how she do. Nice! Love it, love it, love it, love it. So yeah. It's awesome, runs great, super happy. I take it for a ride, but my hip's not really clear to do that. I did shift it through all its gears actually while I was up on the bench and I was lubing the chain, so everything's good. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope that was somewhat informative. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'm always happy to answer any questions online. You can also email me at morgan@highland-cycles.com, and any technical questions, anything like that. Also, let me know what you want me to do more videos on. We got tons of work. We got street bikes, we got dirt bikes, we got things like that. Also, see that? That's our rental bike, Daisy. We're going to be doing a big, long series on that. I'm going to be taking that thing all the way down to the frame, going through the entire chassis, all the bearings. The motor's pretty good. I don't think I'm going to take that apart because I just put a piston in it. But we're going to be servicing the suspension, the shock and the forks. We're going to video all that. So make sure you subscribe and you get the little notification bell clicked so you know when we're doing videos on that thing. And it'll also be kind of like a long haul look at it. It's got almost 200 hours on it now. So we'll just go through every little piece on that thing and talk about how it's done, how it's doing, and where we go from there. Thanks guys so much. I hope you get out, spread the gospel of two wheels, and really, 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 I hope you find some time to ride your dirt bikes!